and we move at light speed. Last of a dying breed, my Akis move at light speed.
I can feel eyes on me everywhere I go. Not paranoid or conceited, but
Good day, brothers and sisters. Now, I've got some uploads for y'all. Definitely some sky wildness. Because we got to document this stuff. Once again, this is fog. Now lifted. Or it looks like the fog lifting. It could be a storm breaking up. We have a lot of storms coming through today. I want to talk about, or I want to bring to the attention. Oh, there we go. That's perfect. Bringing the attention of something that I've been reading. In Revelation, it talks about worshiping and receiving the revelations, the future. You see that big line, rainbow, right there? And it talks about a foot, like worshiping at a foot, and then there being a brass foot or a brass boot, worshiping at a foot, a brass boot. You see this a couple times, and when you point out the locations, like David, when he got his, he was down in Persia. The Persian Gulf is that mighty large river that he was on. And he was saying something about how he was receiving it from Michael or whatever. He was receiving the word from Michael, and that he was on both sides of the river. We have at Patmos, where John writes, once again, not the same location, but the general same kind of region type of deal. But once again, it's something different. Then I go to the Third Testament. And while I'm also reading the Third Testament, I'm reading Daniel and all that, Psalms is not the only place where you hear about this being an enclosed system. Just to let you know, it mentions it in David too. It specifically says firmament. Now I have a KJV volume. That's funny. I'm talking about a foot, right? And then what do we see right in front of us? A leg and a foot. See that? That's kind of like what the brass boot looks like, just like that. The leg, yep, looks just like that too. When I go to these locations, now I don't just find the leg, the brass boot they're talking about, the foot that they're at. I also found a massive leg, a big leg, and you can even see the muscles in it. Like I believe the you can see the where the Achilles tendon is and all of that stuff. It looks like tendons and muscles. I'm talking about, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm talking about Persia. I'm talking also about North Africa. So, yeah, Egypt. Oh, I need to take y'all to Egypt real quick. I'm going to blow y'all's mind in Egypt. Let's go there right now. Okay, here we are at the world. Okay, now, before I take you, I want to show you this. Okay. This is how they make the globe. You can even tell by how it says Google. It tells you. It even gives you a marker of how to do it. Okay? Flatten them out. Just stretch it out. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Okay? You see that? Stretch it out. Antarctica is like, you know, I'll take you to Antarctica here in a minute because Alexander Island, excuse me. I believe this is Alexander Island. Okay, now there are some massive skulls, some massive heads in Antarctica, just to let you know. Okay, you see how this looks? Can't really, kind of hard to see, right? Kind of hard to see. Okay. I'll take you to a different map. All right. So here we go. There's the Nile. Okay. Here's the Persian Gulf. Doesn't that look like a mighty great river? Okay. Looks like a mighty great river. Talks about, this is Daniel I'm talking about. Talks about, because he said he was talking to Michael. And Michael greeted him. He was on the left and the right of it. So we find this guy right there. We find him. Now remember, these people were talking about in the spirit and all that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of going whenever they were whole, just to let you know. See the head right there? All right. So there's Daniel's prophecy, okay? Chapter 10. We are in Daniel. All right. Check this. Daniel mourning. Right, he's talking about him mourning for 3 weeks. Talks about him going to a river. Okay. Now here we are. This would be horse shirt, man, cloth and linen with those lines. And then we pop up here, and Daniel only saw a vision. Here it goes. Here's the vision. Okay. Therefore I was left alone and saw a great vision, and there remained no strength in me, and for comeliness was turned in me, and corruption, and retained no strength. Yet heard a voice of his words, and when I heard the voice of his words, when I in a deep sleep, when was I in a deep sleep on my face, and my face toward the ground. Okay, that's saying that he is in a deep sleep. Okay, he is in the spirit. People call them out of body experiences. Okay, uh, he's telling you that he is facing the ground. Okay, he's not looking up. He is not facing the heavens. He is not talking in the heavens. He is facing the ground, and it is saying that the ground is who he is talking to. But he is saying he is in a deep sleep, so he is doing it of in the spirit, not in a physical sense, because these large beings and stuff like that were of old time. Okay, and now they are of in the spirit. Okay. Again, you saw over here is talking about a pretty much describing it. His body was like whatever that word is, and his face has the appearance of lightning, and his feet and his and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like the color of polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. Okay? Isn't that what I just showed you? Don't we see a great flood possibly? Maybe this was a lot smaller, right? And it just filled up. There's your great flood probably right there. Because this looks like this was all above water. Whatever that is, whatever that is. Looks like it was above water. Kind of looks like, I'm not going to say it, but it kind of looks like that a little bit. Now I want to take you to Egypt. Well, pretty much this whole region right here. All right, first, let's get on this side of the Red Sea. Head, shoulders, arm, waist, legs. Now, what does this look like? A spinal cord, or maybe, right, a foot? A brass boot, possibly. Here's what I'm talking about, the tendons and the muscle. That looks like bone. And then you have these guys. I found this by reading the Bible, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about right now. That what we just saw there, and then you're telling me, okay, well, right there, Persia, right there, Persia. It also says I want to show you the part about the Great Lake. See, and this is the problem with certain things. And he had spoke such words unto me, and I set my face toward the ground, and I became dumb. It's repeating it again. It's repeating the same thing over again. That's what kind of makes it hard for people to read. But once you see, the repetitiveness and you can kind of get past it, it's not that bad. So, it starts about, that it's Michael that's talking to him. I'm pretty sure it was towards the end. I go to the end and shall stand on the days, blessed cometh 1,000. Yeah, talk about that. Sacrifice an abomination. Oh, this is his vision right here. Okay, now listen. This is what I'm talking. This is the part where I'm talking about where you gotta read backwards. Okay, read this backwards. But go thy way to the end. He shall rest and stand in the lot in the end of days. Blessed is he that wait and come to the 1,305 and 30 days. And from the time that the daily sacrifice be taken and the abomination that make desolate set upon, there shall be 1,200. Okay. I'm not sitting here doing these times. That's for people, other people to do. That ain't for me. But talks about the lot at the end of days, talks about the abominations being taken away, making things desolate. The wicked shall, and it's talking about how the wicked will do wickedly, and why. We wonder why the wicked shall do wickedly, because the way our Father wants people is he wants people that reject him. It is they become his biggest followers. Here, right here. And it said, which was upon the waters of the river, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders? Bank of the river. There's the river. Persia river. There you go. Not to mention also that was talking about infinite waters and stuff like that, which was talking about the firmament, which if you kept going, that's what it talks about. Now, there's another story I want to tell you because I mentioned the Third Testament. Now, I forgot my Third Testament today. I left it at home. So I'm just going to have to tell you. It is in Mary on between the pages of around the pages of 140. It's talking about the essence of Mary. And the essence of Mary, it's not, people depict, like even God to sit on a throne and stuff like that, where there is no image, where it's more of sound, and how Mother Nature and how Mary Magdalene was literally the embodiment of Mother Nature, like I've been saying, which makes her also divine. But to just worship one entity and not worship the others as not a whole is really what it's talking about. Because there's people out there that worship Mary Magdalene and that's it. There's people out there that worship Jesus and that's it. There's people out there that worship Christ and that's it. There's people out there that worship the Father and that's it. But then again, they don't combine all of them together because all of them together is the divine spirit. Now this leads to a vision I had, or should I say somewhere that I was taken during a nap. An hour nap. I was taken above, way above the clouds, to this firmament, to a door. And as I'm looking up at this wall, the ceiling, and this sliding glass door, I hear a voice come from behind me, very sweet, kind voice, asking me if I needed anything. And I said, nope, I'm fine. I'm good. Next thing you know, whoosh, right back. I wake up in my living room, wondering what it all meant. What I just explained to you is exactly what it meant. And going through the Bible, which is a roadmap, you can start piecing all the pieces together. For we aren't trying to create the image of our Father because that isn't possible. But uncover what has been covered is what we are out to do. This is the airplane map. Okay, so this is running off of those kind of radars. Okay, which does not pick up everything. Well, I guess if you don't have a transponder, it ain't picking you up. Just to let you know. Okay, here's Alexander Island. You see how different that looks compared to the beginning?
The curtain drops, you realize we're all props, just disposable drones, and once the show stops, crisis actors keep acting, I don't understand how. I guess that's the state of our society now. Y'all think Alice went deep? Well, you need to keep digging. Take a break from the mainstream, do your own thinking. All that Kool-Aid you drinking, don't know about Red 40? Stuff's a carcinogen, oh, but I guess that's boring. Life's more fun when it's sprinkled with some facts to ignore. Turn a blind eye until death's knocking down your door. Oh, you trust the government? Well, good for you. Must make it easy to deny all the dirty things they do. It makes me laugh when people think there's no hidden hand. Like the higher-ups are winging it without a plan. I'm talking Soros, Rothschilds, and Rockefellers. Love to bring them behind the barn and give them the old yeller.
Take a journey with me deep inside the rabbit hole. Wake up, my friends, there's some things that you have to know. Everything you ever thought you knew, it has to go. The world's a stage and they're putting on a magic show. Take a journey with me deep inside the rabbit hole. Wake up, my friends, there's some things that you have to
is ran by wicked, parasitic psychopaths, and the system that we live in was designed to crash. The lawn is full of snakes slithering inside the grass. I'm gonna mow it so it's easier to find their ass. We need to talk about how the whole world has been enslaved. We need to talk about what happens when you misbehave. We need to talk about 9/11 and Sandy Hook. You won't find our true history written in any book. I can't stand to look at what's happening, it's overwhelming. I wanna see people take a stand, but there's no rebelling. Sheeple getting bamboozled, but yet they barely notice. That's why I'm riding with my soldiers, smoking Natty Moses. We're shedding light everywhere until all the roaches scatter. And we ain't stopping until we get who we're going after. Take back our power and then dig ourselves out of this hole. Create a better future for us.
Yeah, that is the goal.